Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of Roosevelt dimes, specifically the top 9 most valuable ones in today's market. If you're a coin collector or just curious about rare finds, you're in for a treat. First up, the 1965 Roosevelt dime. Specifically, we'll be looking at the 1965 Roosevelt dime with a large date and no mint mark, and we'll uncover just how much it's worth in today's auction market. So, if you're a collector or just curious about the value of this dime, stay tuned. First, let's set the stage. The Roosevelt dime, first minted in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, is a popular coin among collectors. However, when it comes to the 1965 issue, things get a bit more interesting. 1965 was a pivotal year for U.S. coinage. It was the first year the U.S. Mint removed silver from most of its coins due to a national silver shortage. The Roosevelt dime, in particular, switched from 90% silver to a copper-nickel-clad composition. This change also led to a distinctive design modification, the large date format on the 1965 dime. The 1965 Roosevelt dime features a larger date compared to earlier years. This is because the mint adjusted the die to make the date more prominent. However, finding one in fine condition without a mint mark can be quite a catch. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does fine condition mean for a coin? In numismatic terms, a fine grade is one where the coin shows some wear but retains most of its details. For dimes, this means that the design is still visible, though the high points may have some noticeable wear. So, how much is a 1965 Roosevelt dime in fine condition worth today? To get a sense of its market value, let's take a look at recent auction results and current listings. In recent auctions, a 1965 Roosevelt dime in fine condition has been fetching a range of prices. On average, you can expect to see these coins listed for anywhere between $36,000. However, the exact price can vary depending on the specific details of the coin and the auction house. Factors that can influence the value include the coin's overall appearance, the reputation of the seller, and even the current demand in the numismatic market. For instance, some sellers might price their fine condition 1965 dimes slightly higher if they are in exceptionally good fine condition or if there is a particular interest in that year's issues. If you're a collector looking to buy or sell a 1965 Roosevelt dime, here are a few tips. Always check for authenticity and condition, as even small imperfections can affect the value. Additionally, keeping an eye on auction trends and consulting with reputable dealers can help you get the best price. And if you're just starting out, remember to handle your coins with care. Use proper storage solutions like coin holders or albums to preserve their condition and value. Next up, the 1967 Roosevelt dime. More specifically, we're examining its value in fine condition without a mint mark. Let's get into the details of why this coin could be worth a pretty penny at auction today. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. This coin has become a staple in American coinage, known for its distinctive design by artist John R. Sinnock. However, today's focus is on a specific year and condition, the 1967 Roosevelt dime with a large date and no mint mark. In 1967, the U.S. Mint struck dimes with both small and large date variations. For most collectors, the large date version is of particular interest, but with no mint mark, this dime might seem like just another piece of change from the mid-60s. So why does it hold significant value in the market today? Let's start by clarifying a few key aspects. The 1967 Roosevelt dime, especially the large date variety, is often categorized as a common coin. The absence of a mint mark indicates it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use mint marks for dimes in that year. This commonality usually makes it less valuable compared to rarer mint marks or dates. Despite its common status, the value of the 1967 Roosevelt dime can vary based on its condition. In fine condition, the coin exhibits some wear but retains much of its detail. Collectors and enthusiasts are often interested in fine condition coins for their affordability and quality compared to higher grade specimens. In today's auction market, the value of a 1967 Roosevelt dime in fine condition generally ranges from $17,000. This range reflects its status as a common coin, with fine condition providing a good balance between collectability and price. Higher grades, such as very fine or extremely fine, can command a bit more, but fine condition is still a popular choice for collectors looking to build a comprehensive set. To get the best value for your coin, make sure it's well preserved and properly graded. While the 1967 Roosevelt dime might not fetch a fortune, it remains an essential piece for those interested in mid-20th century US coinage. Remember, the value of any collectible can fluctuate based on market demand and collector interest. Always consult recent auction results and price guides to get the most accurate valuation. Next up, what's the value of a 2002 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark in dirty condition? Stick around as we explore this intriguing coin's worth in today's auction market. Let's start by examining the 2002 Roosevelt dime itself. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, is a staple in American coinage. It's known for its sleek design, featuring a profile of Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. Now, when we talk about the 2002 Roosevelt dime, we're focusing on the version with the large date and a D mint mark, which indicates it was minted in Denver. The large date refers to the size of the numbers on the coin, and while this might seem trivial, it can affect the coin's value, especially when combined with its condition. When we say a coin is in dirty condition, we mean it has accumulated grime, stains, or tarnish. This often happens with coins that have been handled frequently or stored in less than ideal environments. It's important to note that while dirt and grime can impact the coin's aesthetic, it doesn't necessarily mean it's worthless. Let's get into the numbers. In the auction market, the value of a 2002 Roosevelt dime in dirty condition varies based on a few factors. First, the overall demand for the coin, and second, how much collectors are willing to pay for this particular year and mint mark. According to recent auction results, a 2002 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark in dirty condition typically fetches anywhere from $5,000. This range might seem low compared to higher grade examples. But it's important to remember that the condition of the coin plays a significant role in its value. If you're considering selling or buying a 2002 Roosevelt dime in this condition, it's crucial to remember that coins in better condition, especially those graded as uncirculated or in mint state, can be worth significantly more. But don't let the lower value of a dirty coin discourage you if you're a collector or just starting out. While some might think about cleaning the coin to improve its appearance, it's generally not recommended. Cleaning can often reduce a coin's value by scratching or altering its surface. Professional cleaning should only be done by experts if absolutely necessary. Before you go, let's summarize what we've learned. A 2002 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark in dirty condition is valued between $5,000 in today's auction market. This is due to its lower demand and the impact of its condition on its overall appeal to collectors. Next up, focus on the 1992 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark. If you've got one of these coins or are just curious about its value, you're in the right place. We'll break down its worth in today's auction market and what factors can influence its value. So, let's get started. First, let's quickly recap the basics. The Roosevelt dime was first issued in 1946, replacing the winged Liberty head design that had been in use for decades. This coin features President Franklin D. Roosevelt, and it's produced at several mints across the United States. Today, we're focusing on the 1992 Roosevelt dime, which bears the D mint mark indicating it was produced at the Denver Mint. The 1992 D Roosevelt dime is a part of the modern dime series, and while it might not be the rarest or most valuable coin out there, its value can still be quite interesting, especially when it's in fine condition. To understand its value, we need to talk about coin grading. In the coin collecting world, fine is a grade that describes a coin showing moderate wear but still retaining most of its detail. For the 1992 D Roosevelt dime, a fine condition coin will have clear details on the portrait and the coin's inscriptions, though you may notice some wear on the high points of the design. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with fine being around a 12 on this scale. This means that while the coin isn't in mint or uncirculated condition, it still holds a fair amount of its original features. So, how much is a 1992 D Roosevelt dime in fine condition worth today? As of the latest market reports, this coin generally sells for around $75,000 at auction. The value might seem modest compared to some older or rarer coins, but it's important to remember that market conditions, demand, and the specific characteristics of the coin can affect its price. Factors that can influence the value include the overall demand for Roosevelt dimes, the current trends in coin collecting, and even the specific details of the coin itself. For example, if the coin has been exceptionally well preserved, despite its fine grade, it might fetch a higher price. If you're looking to sell your 1992D Roosevelt dime, there are a few options. You can list it on popular auction sites like eBay, or you might consider visiting a local coin shop or attending coin shows where collectors gather. Each of these venues has its own market dynamics, so it's worth exploring different options to get the best value for your coin. On the flip side, if you're looking to add this coin to your collection, keep an eye on auction results and listings. Prices can vary, so doing a bit of research and comparing prices across different platforms can help you find a fair deal. To wrap things up, the 1992D Roosevelt dime in fine condition is a nice coin to have, and while it might not break the bank, it certainly has its place in the world of coin collecting. Understanding its value helps you make informed decisions whether you're buying, selling, or just collecting for fun. Next up, the 1998 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark. If you have one of these in your collection or are considering buying one, you won't want to miss this. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, has been a staple in U.S. coinage for decades. But not all Roosevelt dimes are created equal. Today we're focusing on the 1998 issue with a D mint mark. The D indicates it was minted in Denver. So how much is this dime worth in today's auction market, especially in very fine condition? Let's break it down. In terms of design, the 1998 Roosevelt dime features the classic image of Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. These elements, coupled with its small size, make it a distinct and recognizable coin. But what really sets this coin apart in terms of value is its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and the very fine condition is a desirable grade. A coin in very fine condition will show moderate wear but still retain much of its detail. For the 1998 Roosevelt dime, this means that while the coin may show some light wear on the high points, it still has clear and distinct features, making it a prized piece for collectors. So, how much is a 1998 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark worth in today's auction market? According to recent auction results and market trends, a 1998 Roosevelt dime in very fine condition typically sells for around $6,000. This value can fluctuate based on the specific auction, the collector's market demand, and the coin's exact quality. Coins in higher grades or those with unique characteristics might fetch a premium, but for a very fine example, you can expect this range. If you're considering selling or purchasing this coin, remember that factors like coin preservation, authenticity, and overall market conditions play a significant role in its final price. Keeping your coin in top condition can help you get the best value if you decide to sell. That's all for today's deep dive into the 1998 Roosevelt dime with a D mint mark. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insights into rare and valuable coins. Drop any questions or comments below. We love hearing from fellow collectors. Next up, the 1971 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark. We'll explore its value, the factors that influence its worth, and what you can expect if you're looking to buy or sell one in today's auction market. So, let's get started. First off, let's talk a bit about the 1971 Roosevelt dime itself. This coin, minted in the United States, features the likeness of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. It was part of a regular series that has been produced since 1946. Following Roosevelt's death, the 1971 dime is part of this ongoing series, but today we're focusing on the version without a mint mark. You might wonder why the absence of a mint mark is significant. Mint marks indicate where a coin was produced. For the 1971 Roosevelt dime, there was no mint mark for coins produced in Philadelphia. Coins with a mint mark, like those from Denver or San Francisco, are often of particular interest to collectors. The lack of a mint mark on the 1971 dime means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which can make a difference in value depending on the coin's condition. Condition is crucial when it comes to coin value. The 1971 Roosevelt dime we're discussing is graded as fine, but what does fine mean in numismatic terms? Coins in fine condition have clear details, though they may show some wear, especially on high points like Roosevelt's hair and the torch's details. There might be light scratches or marks, but the overall design remains recognizable and well-defined. So, how much is a 1971 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark worth in today's auction market? In fine condition, this coin typically ranges between $34,000. The value can fluctuate based on factors such as demand, the specific characteristics of the coin, and the auction house's audience. While it may not be a high-value coin compared to rarer issues, it still holds a special place for collectors, especially those focused on complete series or specific years. If you're looking to buy or sell a 1971 Roosevelt dime in fine condition, here are a few tips. For buyers, make sure to check the coin's condition and compare it with recent sales to ensure you're getting a fair price. For sellers, presenting the coin with clear photographs and a detailed description can help attract more interested buyers. Utilizing reputable auction platforms and attending coin shows can also increase visibility and potentially fetch a higher price. To wrap up, the 1971 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark is a modestly valued coin in fine condition, typically worth between $36,000 at auction. While it might not break the bank, it's a valuable piece for collectors completing their Roosevelt dime collections. Next up, the 1978 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark. If you've got one of these in your collection or are considering buying one, you'll want to stick around to find out just how valuable it can be in today's auction market. Let's get started. The Roosevelt dime, introduced in 1946, is a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. Designed by artist John R. Sinnock, this dime has become a staple in American numismatics. However, when we talk about the 1978 Roosevelt dime, we're focusing on a coin that carries its own unique story. In 1978, the U.S. Mint produced Roosevelt dimes at two main locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia are notable for not having a mint mark, while those from Denver carry a D-mint mark. For our purposes, we're zeroing in on the 1978 Roosevelt dime without any mint mark. Let's take a closer look at the 1978 Roosevelt dime, measuring 17.91 millimeters in diameter and weighing 2.27 grams. This coin is made of a blend of copper and nickel, giving it a distinctive appearance with a reeded edge. The obverse features a portrait of Roosevelt, while the reverse displays a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbols of liberty, peace, and strength. The value of a coin can significantly fluctuate based on its condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state. For the 1978 Roosevelt dime, fine condition means the coin shows wear but retains clear details. You'll notice some flattening on the high points, but the essential features are still visible. A fine condition coin is a step above very good but below very fine and extra fine. While not as pristine as higher grades, a well-preserved fine coin can still command a respectable price. So, how much is a 1978 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark worth in today's auction market? In fine condition, this coin generally fetches between $38,000. While this might not seem like a fortune, it's important to remember that the value of coins can vary depending on demand, rarity, and specific auction conditions. Recent auctions have shown that well-maintained dimes can sometimes exceed this range, especially if they're part of a larger collection or if the auction environment is particularly competitive. Even though the 1978 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark might not be among the highest value coins in numismatics, it still holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. It represents a snapshot of American coinage from the late 1970s and serves as a reminder of the ever-evolving world of coin collecting. If you're a collector, having a complete set of Roosevelt dimes, including the 1978, without a mint mark, can add significant value to your collection. Plus, it's always exciting to discover how even seemingly ordinary coins can surprise us with their worth. Next up, the 1966 Roosevelt dime, specifically one without a mint mark, in fine condition. If you're a fan of rare and valuable coins, you'll definitely want to stick around. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This design has been a staple in American coinage ever since, but not all Roosevelt dimes are created equal. the 1966 Roosevelt dime, in particular, has piqued the interest of many collectors. Let's delve into what makes the 1966 issue unique. Produced in 1966, the Roosevelt dime was minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, the 1966 Roosevelt dime we're focusing on today has no mint mark. In terms of design, it features the familiar profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and a torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. This coin is composed of a copper nickel-clad composition. To accurately assess its value, we need to understand its condition. In numismatic terms, a fine-condition coin is one that shows moderate wear, with the main features still clearly visible but with some details softened. On the 1966 Roosevelt dime, you'll notice that the coin exhibits some signs of wear, but the main elements of the design remain distinct. Now, let's talk about value. While the Roosevelt dime is not typically considered one of the most valuable dimes in the series, its value can vary depending on several factors. For a 1966 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark in fine condition, you're looking at an auction market value that generally ranges from $50,000. Recent auction results and listings on platforms like eBay and Heritage Auctions indicate that fine-condition 1966 dimes have been selling towards the lower end of this spectrum. This is due to their relatively high mintage and the fact that the coin does not feature any rare minting errors or unique characteristics. To put this into perspective, some Roosevelt dimes from different years or with specific mint marks might fetch higher prices. For example, dimes from the early years of the series, or those with noticeable errors, can command much higher values. However, the 1966 version in fine condition remains a more common find among collectors. Even though the 1966 Roosevelt dime might not break the bank, it holds significance for collectors due to its historical value and its role in the series. It's a piece of American numismatic history and can be a valuable addition to a collection, especially for those interested in the Roosevelt series. So, there you have it. The 1966 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark in fine condition is worth between $52,000 in today's auction market. If you have one of these in your collection, it might not be a high-value coin, but it's certainly a piece worth appreciating for its historical significance. Next up, explore the value of a 1975 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark in fine condition. The Roosevelt dime, first minted in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, has become a staple in American coinage. Our focus today is on the 1975 issue, which is notable for being part of the series minted without a mint mark. In this video, we'll break down its value in fine condition and what collectors are willing to pay for it in today's auction market. First, let's set the stage with a bit of history. The 1975 Roosevelt dime is part of a series minted from 1968 to 1988 without a mint mark. The absence of the mint mark was a change from earlier years when dimes carried a mint mark to indicate where they were produced, such as Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. In 1975, the U.S. Mint decided to drop the mint mark due to the cost-saving measures and a surplus of coins from previous years. Now, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1975 Roosevelt dime features the same iconic design. The obverse showcases President Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile, designed by John R. Sinnock, while the reverse depicts a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. When we refer to a coin in fine condition, we're talking about a coin with moderate wear. The details are still visible, though the high points of the coin, like the edges and the central details, show some wear from circulation. So, what's this dime worth today? In fine condition, the 1975 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark typically fetches between $16,000 in today's auction market. This range can vary based on the coin's exact condition, any unique features, and the demand from collectors. Several factors can influence the final sale price. While the 1975 Roosevelt dime isn't considered rare, its value can be impacted by the overall market for dimes, the condition of the specific coin, and the current interest in Roosevelt dimes among collectors. Coins in better condition, such as those graded as very fine or extremely fine, can command higher prices. Additionally, if the coin is part of a complete collection or has been preserved in exceptional quality, it might see a premium on the auction block. If you're a collector or thinking about investing, here are a few tips. Ensure your coin is graded accurately by a reputable grading service if you plan to sell it or buy it at a higher price. Keep your coins in a safe, dry place to maintain their condition. Also, stay updated on market trends by following auction results and news from numismatic communities. To wrap things up, the 1975 Roosevelt dime, without a mint mark in fine condition, is a modestly valued coin in today's market, usually ranging from $16,000. While it might not break the bank, it's a great piece to have in a collection. Especially for those interested in the Roosevelt dime series or US coinage from the mid-20th century. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Until next time, happy collecting.